Hello, this is a video I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be a character at some point in time named Professor Dale. I don't know, it's stupid. It's stupid. I'm trying to flesh it out. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm doing this like rough draft video, but this is the basis for the character. He does the math on why we would need 5 pharmacies around the block. See here, another pharmacy here, and one here, here, all in the same vicinity. And then there's like 2 clinics nearby, and then he does the math. He's like, he tries to make it all make sense, because it just doesn't make sense to him, right? So that's what he's just trying to do, because I think that's interesting. I feel like I used to consume up to $1,500 worth of cocaine every weekend, and now that I'm getting recovered, I usually go on a very big binge for like 2-4 days a week. Whenever I'm about to get high, I make a math. I make math. Because it's not about having fun for me anymore. It's about... Is there anything open? So what I want to do is I want to write down the formula that I do in my head, but actually see it. Because when I'm like in the moment of buying drugs, I do it like so fast. It's weird. It's weird that I'm bad at simple math. I get very nervous. I have a little bit of anxiety when I think of math. When I was a kid, I grew up with a very strict grandfather, and he taught me math in a very... Is that too dark for this video? I was very anxious about math, especially like simple math, like 18 minus 4. I'm like, I'm just scared. It scares me. But for some reason, like algebra, those kind of things were very easy for me. I was very good at like problem solving, and that's what a drug addiction is when you have it. You have to figure out from A to Z of how to get the drugs. And let me tell you, I am fucking great at getting drugs. I am the best at getting drugs. If there was Olympics for how fast I can get drugs with no money, I would get a gold. Every time. But I don't, so that's fine. So this is what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out right now of how much drugs I need. That's what I want to know. I want to make sure that I have enough drugs to last me however long I need it to be. How much drugs do I need not having to go out for anything? That is the goal when I'm doing drugs. That sounds really sad. But 1 8 ball equates to... So when I'm buying drugs, I generally hate when drug dealers are like, oh, you want 8 ball? So that's like 0.5 of a blah, 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 blah. Right? Instead of buying 1 8 ball, I buy 7 60 bags. Because 7 60 bags equals 1 8 ball. Okay? So 1 8 ball equals 7 60 bags. If you're wondering what a 60 bag is, that's 0.6 of a gram. I don't know what that means either. Is that enough? I don't know. I have to break this down now. I have to simplify it even more. I need to now break down 7 60 bags. Because I need to be sure that there's... See, this is the addiction in my brain. I keep saying like, no, you just need 1 day. You don't need 2. But I want to. I don't want 1 day. Snowballs me into like a week bender. Is that I start by saying, oh, I want one 8 ball. That'll be enough. But is it? Is it enough? I don't know. Because it doesn't sound like enough. 1 day, 1 full day of not eating, sleeping, and just doing cocaine does not sound like enough. So we simplify this. So we go, let's say 160 bag, 6 big lines. So when I say big lines, I mean like that. That exactly, actually. That's what I mean when I say 6 big lines. Okay? Now let's say I do 6 big lines. Now I have to simplify that. How many lines am I doing per minute? So I'm doing 1 line every 5 minutes, right? So 6 times 5 equals 30, right? Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? Yeah. Sick. So that's 30. That 160 bag equals 30 minutes. Now, do you see where we're getting into the problem? We are getting into the problem that That's not enough. 30 minutes? That's not enough. That's no bueno for me. Is that really enough? So 160 bag equals 30 minutes. I have 760 bags. It's 210 minutes, which equates to 3.5 hours. Okay, so here we go. That's 3.5 hours of cocaine I have from 1 8 ball. Is that enough? No, we are looking for 1. We are looking for 1 day. 1 full day. That's all I want. Go to 5 just to make things like even when I'm calculating. So it's 3 hours. So 1 day equals 24 hours. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So that equates to, I need 8 balls for 1 day? No, that doesn't seem right. Is it right? Let me see. See, 24. Is it 8 balls? Let's see, 8 times. That seems like a lot though, doesn't it? That seems like a lot. And the thing is, I didn't believe the math. I did the math twice. And then I talked to a friend about the math and like he proofread it. It was good. And I was like, that's way too much. I've never seen this number outside my head before. Usually this number comes after like a week and then I go back to my messages and I see how much drugs I bought. Because this one time I probably spent 2 days going hard and I spent $3,000 just on cocaine. And that doesn't sound like a lot in my head, but seeing this is a lot, right? I think that's too much. How much is that? That's so much. How much was I doing when I was doing $1,500? Okay, we'll figure that out in a sec. That means I need 16 8 balls only for 1 day, actually, too. So it's only 16 balls for 1 day. That's pretty good. This is why I use 60 bags also, is for the pricing, right? It's just easier to calculate that. 160 bag times 7 bags, right, is 420. So I'm getting 8. So 420 times 8 equals 3,300. That makes sense now that I think about it. So when I was doing cocaine, $1,500 a weekend. So back then I was doing about 3 8 balls in the 2 weekends. That's what that means, right? Is this just crack math? Am I doing crack math right now? This just seems like a lot. I've never actually put this on paper before because this looks like a lot. When you just do it, it's not that bad. When I was using hard, I was doing $1,500 worth of coke every weekend. But now I'm dropping at least like $3,000 on coke now. Right? That's what that means now. It seems like it got worse. Is that normal? Is it normally... No, things have gotten worse. I did overdose a few weeks ago. I don't know what's stopping me from saying it. I think it's the addiction. I'm forcing my addiction to see the damage rather than me telling it. Do you know what I mean? If I tell myself, don't do drugs, I'm just telling myself not to do drugs. So that I'm saying, don't do drugs yet, because I'm the drug addict, right? That's how I feel. What I'm doing. When I write it all down and see it, I'm not telling myself, don't do drugs yet. I'm saying, bro, this is bad. Because the thing about when I go through things because of my addiction, like I said, I overdosed, and I once was on top of this roof, and I thought I was like the mayor of a city. And I once stole a drug dealer's bike, and I thought I was him for a little while. Those things happened, but they happened under the influence, so I didn't have to feel what was happening. there's no damage being done to me exactly, right? It's kind of like when you faint, you don't feel your head hit the ground. So when I'm having a psychosis or when I overdose, I don't feel it. But this is feeling it. Seeing this is like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a fucking shit ton. Is that right? Is this math right? I don't know if it's right or not. That's the thing. I don't think... The only math I know is how to count by 60s. Actually, I'm really good at that. 60, 120, 180, 240, hospital. Hi, welcome to the second portion of the video. In the first portion of the video, I talk about... if you're here, you would see the first portion. Why? Why do I do it again? Next portion of the video, you made it. Sick. So the reason why I do that when I was using is to figure out how much drug time I have. That's what I do. It came as a surprise because I've never seen it on paper for a very long time. Usually I do that in my head and I get the cash and then blah 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 and things. It happens so fast that my brain doesn't process it, and then I've already done so much drugs that I completely forget. Seeing it on paper was very concerning. I usually see it in my head, and then after I see it in my head, I'm like, sweet, let's do it, and then I just do it. It doesn't seem like a lot to me. But seeing it on paper, I'm like, holy fuck. That's too much for one person. It definitely got like a lot worse. I started doing cocaine when I was 16, and I would do like 100 bag a weekend. So that isn't as much as when I was an adult living on my own. I do $1,500. And then now when I go on binges, whenever I relapse, I go up to like $3,000 in 2 days. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? That's way too fucking much. I still want to do it. Like, seeing it on paper is hurtful, but it's not a permanent feeling I have in my head. I do want to stop, and I am recovered, but I still have the cravings and urges to do it. Right now I have a craving to do it. That's why I'm doing this video, just to do something, I guess, that isn't cocaine. But I thought it'd be fun to... more math! That's what I want to do. I want to do more math and see how many things I could have bought with that money. So let's do this. I said $3,000, right? Let's just stick to that number, $3,000. So my H1N was $150. I could have bought 20 H1Ns. I could have bought 2 cameras. Tripods, let's see how many tripods I could buy. That's 12 tripods. I was thinking about it. I've been recovering. I've been dealing with addiction. Because when I was using heavy, I didn't know I was a drug addict. But then when I moved out of that city and that environment, that's when I was trying to recover, when I was trying to like be a better person or yada yada. So I spent like 5 years until I'm at the point now where I'm healthier and I'm better at not doing cocaine. Cause like this right now, just doing this would have triggered me and I would have like been in a bender already, but I'm not going to because I have confidence in myself. That's 15 laptops I could have bought. That's insane. That's crazy. That's so much money. It's such wild investments. It's way too much for one person to do. It's fucking insane. I did overdose recently, but I overdosed on cocaine-laced ketamine. So people watch out for that, because that's bad. But the interesting thing, because when I overdosed, I thought I was getting old. And that was the problem. But it turns out that I was doing ketamine, which totally changes the perception of the drugs I was doing. Because I was going from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. until I blacked out and overdosed. So that means I was going for 16 hours on ketamine. And if you don't know what ketamine is, that's horse tranquilizer. That means I have 16 hours of horsepower. That's pretty sick.